Hello, my name is Chelsie Taylor, and today I'll be reporting on whether freelance is really the future. According to recent surveys by Freelancer Confidence Index and PCG, freelance is set to see a rise in business in 2014. So I've asked some freelancers their opinions to find out if they really think freelance is the future.
My name is Rebecca Earlham. I'm a broadcast journalist for 5 Live Breakfast at the BBC. I first started off my career as a freelancer. Most of the freelancing work I've actually done has been for the BBC, but I did do some stuff for Radio City as well when I first qualified. I think it's probably the best way of getting into this business. You can go to different places, prove yourself, hopefully hope that then maybe a contract will come of it. I did a lot of freelancing in and around local radio, predominantly in the Northwest, before I got a contract. At that time, I was just taking work wherever I could get it. I wanted experience. I wanted to be able to boost up my CV. So when a job came up, I could apply for it. I wanted a full-time job, so that was my intention. So the freelance was a means to an end, and it provided good contacts and gave me great experience. So I wouldn't knock it. I would say as well, some people, like doing it. There's many people now who have worked for years in staff jobs who are choosing to go freelance because it gives them better options to pick and choose what they want to do.
Hey, I'm Carl Redfern. I'm a graphic designer / digital marketer. I've been freelancing for about 2-3 years now when I first started uni. At the time I decided to do it just to earn some extra money on the side of studying. I found it really easy because obviously you can do the hours you want, the hours you choose. And you can also choose the projects where you want to work on. If a client came to you with a project you weren't exactly inspired with or didn't like the idea of, you could have just said no thank you. Obviously it depends whether you need the money or not. When studying, I really enjoyed choosing my own projects, whereas a lot of the time you didn't have the ability to say no to stuff I was given to you. So that's what I really enjoyed, just the freedom in general with everything. You choose the hours you work and do what you like with it, and a lot of the time you have a lot of contact with the client itself, whereas if you weren't working freelance and you're in the studio, you don't actually have contact with a client. That's done down to someone else when they feed the information to you, so you have a more personal connection with the work you're doing with the client. Taking into consideration financial, social, lifestyle factors, it was a good decision. I really enjoyed the work I've done. I would say that freelancer is a good step for graduates, bearing in mind their financial stability really, because I'm going forward continuing my freelancing when I graduate, working part-time also as a digital marketer, so I'm financially secure at the moment. To go out, do my part to give me a lot of freedom. I don't get any income because obviously freelancing work is sometimes can be very limited and you don't have much to do, but with having working part-time on the side, I got freedom to try and push out my films money-wise. So as long as they're financially secure, I would advise anyone to go into freelancing no matter what. It's a really interesting job. As long as you keep on top of finances, like I said, it'd be no problem at all. It's really fun to do. Obviously you work your own hours, you do what you want to do. What's not to enjoy about it?
My name's Margaret Berg and I used to be a journalist, and I'm now Future Skills Manager for BBC North, which means I provide careers information. I used to sort of freelance in local radio a long time ago. This careers event I'm doing, we've got a session about sort of what will jobs be like in the future. And I know one or two people. There was a young lady over there who's gone now, who works for BBC, and she's got a diary that's like this, and she does a bit of work for 5 Live, she does a bit of work for Children's, she does a bit of presenting traffic news, she does a bit of actually takes some tours around. So there is somebody in this industry who's got about 10 different jobs, and she will do, every week she'll do 3 or 4 different jobs, and that is becoming more and more common. We are not able to give as many staff contracts now because it's the world's just so uncertain. Because 25% of our production has to be outsourced anyway. So if we don't get commissions, we don't have the jobs, and that's the same for the whole of the industry. So it does change everything. And I think in the future, the way that you guys will work means you will have to manage a freelance career. There's just no other way. And you might get a more permanent job after about 10 years, but for the first 5 years of what you do, you'll have to do a lot of freelance.
So there we have it. 3 different views from 3 completely different freelancers. It seems that freelancing does have its positives and negatives, but each person came to the conclusion that it's beneficial to anyone who actually wants to choose that lifestyle choice. Chelsie Taylor, reporting for BBC News.